Walking down the whiskey roads, dusty dreams a heavy load. Night will fall where the sunlight fades, hearts are wandering aimless strays. Old guitar and a lonesome tune, stars will light the prairie moon. Feet are tired but the spirit's high, whiskey roads we drank the sky. Dusty dreams and open plains, aching hearts with no restraint, finding hope in a sip so deep. On whiskey roads we sow and reap. Rustic barns and silent fields, broken dreams that time conceals. Yet we march on through the haze, in our hearts a fire blaze. Dusty dreams and open plains, aching hearts with no restraint, finding hope in a sip so deep. On whiskey roads we sow and reap. Ruddy boots and miles to go, every shadow tells us so. Through the pain and through the cheer, dusty dreams bring us near.
Hi everyone, so today is Wednesday. This week we have 3 cows. Yesterday we did 2 and today we have 1. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving. We sure did. Lots of good food and spending some great time with our family. So he's starting with the hind quarter. So I'm going to apologize in advance. We do have some friends over later on in this video, and there is a lot of cussing. I did delete quite a bit, but I couldn't delete it all. So I just want to apologize for the cussing if it's not your thing. So we are a custom butcher shop. That means that people raise their own animals and they schedule them with us to have them processed. And today's beef actually is a half. So that means that there's 2 customers, for one for each half. And all 3 beef this week were beautiful beef. They all had some beautiful fat on them. So we butcher to the preference of the customer. Some people want extra fat in their burger, and some people want little fat in their burger. And it also goes with the steaks. So don't be coming at me at the comments with why we're wasting all that good fat. It's all on the customer, what it is that they prefer. So here they are cutting steaks, and they always start with the sirloin. Okay, so she's working on the sirloin, transferring over to the porterhouses. So this customer specified they wanted their steaks cut at 1.5 inches. That's quite a bit. They must like it rare. So now she's working on T-bone. And then she'll go to ribeyes. And this customer does not want the ribs, so we'll be deboning the ribs and putting them into burger. So they did want London broils. So this is where the London broils come from. Alright, so this half is done, and we're going to take it all into the cut room and start the process.
I know that little coconut cake is so cute. Grandma Kim likes coconut. Maybe we should bring it tomorrow for her. She might like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, scraper.
So where are you working here?
These are London broils. Right now it's just rounds. I'll have to cut them.
Okay.
In your personal opinion, would you call the London broil one of the best roasts?
Oh God, no.
No.
Well, I was asking.
As far as a roast, what do you mean?
I don't know. Like a boneless roast. Would you call it like one of the best boneless roasts?
London broil is just another configuration for a roast. I mean,
Yeah.
so if you're saying London broil, all right,
Mm-hmm.
London broil's top round roast. It's
Yeah.
just cut 1.5 inches thick. So, I mean, what's the difference really if you cut it 1.5 inches thick and you cook it in the oven, or it's cut as a roast, 4 to 6 pounds, whatever the customer wants.
Right.
I mean, it's still the same cut of meat. It's just sliced in a bandsaw at 1.5 inches.
Gotcha.
But some people use it for steaks and stuff too.
Right. Some people grill them, whatever. But I'm just saying. I mean, really, it's the same configuration. It's just a different way of slicing it. Is all it is.
Right. And then I just look at a nice chuck roast.
Well, chuck roast is a whole different section. I mean, that's at the front shoulder.
Yeah. But I was thinking, does that have more of a different texture than your London
It's
broil?
got different, groups of meat.
And it definitely has a different texture because it has fat through it.
Gotcha.
The London broil, most people will do like jerky.
Yeah.
Use it as a roast. Put it on a smoker. Slow cook it. I mean,
Right.
your rounds are usually a drier piece of meat. They don't have the marbling and stuff like that to them.
Right.
That's why if somebody don't want roast and they want cube steaks, I'll try to cut the cubes out of there just because they marinate up nice and stuff like that, and it's a good cut of meat. And cube steaks get a bad name just for the simple fact that most people use a shitty cut of meat to do a cube steak. instead of a
Right.
good cut of meat. You do a good cut of meat, cube steaks are phenomenal.
Is that what they were used for? A cube steak was to make it so it was more tender with a bad part of meat.
There
That's
you
the
go.
whole thing.
That's the whole theory behind it. Is take a bad, not, I shouldn't say bad, not as good cut of meat and make it better.
Oh.
So it's more edible.
I didn't know that. I thought that was like a specialty thing.
No,
You know, like a luxury.
no.
That's kind of cool.
Does this cow need stew meat?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when we were kids, my mother used to take cream of mushroom soup.
Uh-huh. Put it over a cube steak.
And yeah, and she'd cook it down with a cube steak, with cube steaks.
I think tuna still does that.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't go on your hunting trip this year, so Mom and I didn't have our the shingle thing.
Shingle. Shit on a shingle?
Yeah, well, we're recording. I was trying to be good.
Well, I'm sure shit's allowed. It's just,
Yes.
the other word that you really prefer to use a lot.
Darn
Yeah, that one. Yeah,
it.
that's the one.
Huh?
Grandma can.
Oh, she's texting you.
Yeah. Same thing that she sent.
What's that?
10:30 snacks.
Oh.
I requested that she puts Christmas music on her TV. I'm joking. Just waiting for Dad to chew on me. Only on Christmas Day does it become like a beautiful thing. That we're allowed, and it makes it even more special. You know what I mean?
Oh.
'Cause
He allows it.
yeah. He tunes it out. Like, I can hear him right now. And inside he's like, Musa. Musa. Corey, the cinnamon rolls are burning. Musa.
Mm-hmm.
Who left the coffee pot?
Yeah.
I was telling Jordan, like, it's a tradition that we always burn the cinnamon roll. True story. We still know them in our mouth anyway, but.
Well, they're not fun. They're just dry.
Yeah.
So it takes all the spit out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So while he's doing these roasts, and cleaning up the London broils and all that good stuff. I am the one that's deboning all of the miscellaneous to go into burger. And then once he's done, he also joins me doing that.
Now what you work on?
Pulling the rump roast out. But you don't want no roast, so it's really just doing it.
Can you imagine if we started making butcher jokes? Like, what is a rump without its tail? Like, still a rump.
Stick it. I'll put meat bag back in salmon.
This is why you take different quiet time.
So this beef today is actually really simple. They just got a basic cut, London broils, major steaks, and stew meat, and the rest of it was going into burger.
We got Nate Spearhead in the car.
Oh yeah, you did it last night?
Mm-hmm. I made the boys dinner, and then when they were in the house eating, I just went out there and did that. It only took me, I think, 8 minutes. I timed myself to see. I didn't want to go fast, but like I didn't want to go like wicked slow. Yeah.
So how many boo-boos did you make?
All of them.
No, the only boo boo I made was around the horn. On the left side, by the ear, there was a little piece of hair that was stuck to the horn, so I didn't get that skin off that you're supposed to make sure you get all of that off around the horn to make it look more natural.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, up there, he said, like, if there's little pieces, like little tiny strands, is not a huge deal, but you really got to try to get all that hair off. So when you put it all back and you stitch it, it looks as real as possible, which I agree. Only that, and then when I was cutting around the eye, and it's so gross.
You popped the eye?
Yeah, and not with the knife either. When you're doing that, you stick your hand up in because you gotta, when you're skinning it, you gotta keep it so the eyelid is intact behind the eye, like this membrane stuff. So when you are stuffing it, it gives you more realistic look of it. I don't know. So when I stuck my hand up in there, my middle finger went through the eye.
I'm sorry, that is absolutely disgusting.
I know. I didn't gag or anything, but I was like, that's pretty gross. I didn't like it.
No? I can't imagine you would.
I've noticed when like a deer sits for a little longer, it's easier to pop the eye and such than when it's fresh, because it still has like that. It's still like more intact. I feel.
Oh yeah? Yeah.
And maybe I'm blowing smoke, but I have a feeling that's because it's harder. The eyeball is harder than what it was when I was skinning it. his coins had a whole bunch of stuff stuck to it. It was like bark and all this stuff down, like where his grab time for it.
And there's rubbing.
Yep. I was like, well, if I was doing this, that'd be a cool, like, little touch to keep that, you know, like, if someone would want that, not everybody probably would, but. Because it was like a yellowish, you know, like a yellow, it was really cool, and it was like.
The problem is, though, is after it sits around for 6-8 months until during the get around doing it, it don't look like that anymore.
No, not at all. But if you, like, wrote it down in the note, and you, like.
Oh, you're gonna have people that want the bark and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
And then you're gonna have to, like, write it down so that way if you had to re-add something like that to make it look like that, I mean, that's just cool.
I don't have that body, I have body wire wrapped in this one.
Oh, really? No way, that's cool. So it was like mine though, that still had low bell velvet hanging in the dry velvet. We think we could keep that. We did. Randy got that. Was cool.
Yeah. When I dust them, I'm always scared that that's gonna.
He says he glued it on there. Did he? Yeah. At the hunting party, I remember asking him how he was gonna keep it on there, and he said he just added a little extra glue to it. That's pretty cool.
Cooler's empty. That's all I got to say.
I'm gonna have to say I probably would have waited too, because the way the fucking deer were running around, I thought they were gonna fuck chasing the deer around. They're fucking boom, back and forth. They're gonna go, there's another one. There's another one. It's like, what the fuck?
And what killed me is the first deer that I seen was just feeding along. And then all of a sudden I see a little buck. And then all hell breaks.
I don't know if they were the fawns and that he was chasing the mother around, or
I don't know, I couldn't keep track of
yeah,
that.
they were just fucking zipping across there. Well, first I couldn't see nothing until he gave me the binoculars. I
Some
could
thick
just see.
steaks.
Yeah.
Inch and a half.
So do those fawns, whatever, do they go in heat the first year?
Late the second. That's usually the second.
The
rut.
second heat?
What you're seeing right now. You're seeing all the little ones getting chased around. All the little ones are starting to come into heat, obviously.
I wasn't sure if they went into a heat their first year.
Yep.
I can check yesterday. I got one of them friggin' skipper front shoulders. I go, yeah. I said, you have turkey for
No, it's
Thanksgiving?
fine.
He goes, yeah. I says, are the fucking wings bigger in this front shoulder?
Just can't help himself. He's got a fucking pile of
Well, he never
fawns
shoots little ones.
every year.
And then he was cutting some up. He goes, look at the difference in the color. I says, yeah, they turn a darker red when they have their first birthday.
I told him they turn a darker red once they get fucking food in their system instead of milk.
The meat hasn't even had time to age yet.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Funny.
So, did I do all right around the neck, Ray? I try not to poke any holes there for you when I was skinning it. The big hole that was not, well, it was for me, that was from bullets, but.
Well, there was one little tiny hole, like right where, like must be like where you guys like just accidentally nicked it. But other than that, that's not a big deal at all. That would require one little stitch.
It's like 2 and a 2.
Were you riffing? What were you doing? Oh.
I learned my lesson. I don't fucking stop shooting until them fuckers are down.
Oh my god. Well, I can't wait to do your fucking beer when I open my.
I had one. I'm not.
Now pass, Nate. Thanks for the offer.
I had one. I'm not shooting. I shot a doe one year. I walked right up to it from 80 you away. It was spinning around in a fucking circle. I tried to shoot it in the neck.
Didn't work.
I missed. I turned around, told Steve, I go, it's gonna fucking die anyways. I turned around, that fucker jumped up, ran across the fucking field, stood on the edge of the woods, with its tongue hanging out, breathing heavy. I'm like, it's just gonna go in the woods and die.
Shot it 17 more times.
Never found that fucker. No, I never shot at it again. Never found that fucker.
Wait, how many times did you shoot?
Okay, so these are the sirloin steaks. We're just going to trim back the fat and scrape them and bag and tag them.
Is there a lot of fat on these steaks?
Yep.
More than what person would want?
I don't know, everybody's different.
You meant like the outside where that fat is belly.
What?
Right here.
I trimmed a little bit of it.
Right how much is in it?
So now we're going to go on to cleaning. Cubby goes out and he strips down the saw and he brings everything into the cut room. And he scrubs and cleans up the floor. And Ray and I disassemble the cut room and clean everything in sight. So that's what we're going to do. And then we're going to go on to grinding burger and packaging that up. And we'll clean up the remainder equipment such as the stuffer and the grinder at the end. But we like to get things cleaned up that we're not going to go back out and used before we start that process. It just makes things a lot easier at the end of the day. You know, a little bit to clean up, a little bit to do, and then we're done. We can just shut the door and walk out into the house.
Walking down the whiskey roads, dusty dreams, a heavy load. Night will fall where the sunlight fades, hearts are wandering aimless strays. Old guitar and a lonesome tune, stars will light the prairie moon. Feet are tired but the spirit's high, whiskey roads we drank the sky. Dusty dreams and open plains, aching hearts with no restraint, finding hope in a sip so deep. On whiskey roads we sow and reap. Rustic barns and silent fields, broken dreams that time conceals. Yet we march on through the haze, in our hearts a fire blaze. Dusty dreams and open plains, aching hearts with no restraint, finding hope in a sip so deep. On whiskey roads we sow and reap. Ruddy boots and miles to go, every shadow tells us so. Through the pain and through the cheer, dusty dreams bring us near.
Okay, so we're going to end the video right here. We have a lot of burger to grind and to bag and tag. Thank you for watching this week's video. If you want to see more of our future videos, hit the bell and subscribe to our channel. And if you liked what you see today, make sure you give us a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next week in our next video.